A very good afternoon, dear students. I hope you enjoyed your holiday a lot. And to be very honest, this time, the kind of holiday we have experienced, this is something really new. And probably this is the most fruitful holiday we have ever enjoyed. This time, not only that we came across your abilities, your extracurricular activities, but also at the end of the holiday, like a cherry on the top of a cake, there was an event. You know it, that event with Bobida. It was really enlightening and something that we should look forward to. So whatever, the holidays are over and this is the time that we need to resume our regular activities, our quotidian routine, and one of such routine is to study. So last time we were reading Act 4 and this is the term 2. There you will have to read Act 5 and especially all the mythological references that are there in Act 5. But before we venture into the Act 5, let me reminisce some of the facets of Act 4, which is the soul of the drama. Here, with the beginning, of Act 4, we saw that it began in the court of Venice. There, we had the Duke, other Magnificos, Antonio, Bassanio, Shylock, Gratiano, all are present there. This is the time when direct confrontation is going to happen. The Duke is there to judge which of the belligerent parties they hold more potent argument. That's what the Duke was to judge there. But in order to do such things, one thing that you have to maintain, that is your impartiality. The Duke is never impartial. The whole system of judgment, Duke represents the whole system of judgment that was prevalent during the 16th century, during the time of Elizabeth, during the era of Shakespeare. So here, the whole society, it was tilted towards Christianity. The Jews, they were considered with a pinch of salt. They were hurled upon, they were chased, they were targeted, they were cornered, they were humiliated at every step. I told you all those typical innovative humiliations that Christians innovated, that they unleashed. I told you one such example was the Jewish pig, I told you. And that's why I gave you such a project that covers the anti-Semitic elements which are prevalent, dominant and conspicuous in the drama Merchant of Venice. So we were there in the court of Venice. Now here in the beginning we saw Duke expressing his grief, his sincere sorrow, his sincere regret towards Antonio, because he knows it better that there is no such escape for Antonio, because he has already signed in the bond which Shylock is holding. That is his power, Shylock's power, that bond. So Shylock is there with the bond, Antonio is on the other side, in the middle Duke is there. With Antonio also, Gratiano and Bassanio are also there. Antonio is there in the front side, they are standing behind Antonio, and in the middle portion there is Duke. Now as the story, the drama progresses, as it rolls on and on, we see by and by that none of these members, whether it is the Jew, whether it is Antonio, whether it is Bassanio, whether it is Gratiano, none of them can outwit Shylock. They failed, they utterly failed, and at every single blow of their questions, of their allegations, Shylock I should say that he hit a 6 over boundary. None of them could pinch Shylock, could inflict at least an iota of pain upon Shylock, none of them. So it was quite becoming prominent and obvious, of course, that Antonio is surely to lose the case, and Shylock, he is there already equipped with a knife, sharp knife, a scale on the other hand, and in between his speech he used to rub that knife under his soul in order to make it sharper. This is the significance, and this is symbolical, because he is going to he is going to sharp his wit. That is the symbolical significance of sharpening the knife. The knife is sharp as Shylock's argument. But these people, Christians, Duke, Bassanio, Gratiano, they could not do anything to deter Shylock from his ambition, that is, cut flesh from Antonio's body. They failed to do it. And now, in such a position, a very cliffhanging situation it is, we the readers are also waiting with bated breath to find a way out. It seems to us that Antonio might have reached an impasse. But again, right at that time, Portia arrives like an angel. Now we have some hope, just like all other Christians, all other parties which are present there, especially who are waiting for Antonio's acquittal. They are finding a new hope with the arrival of Portia. She comes from Padua, having the letter from Ballario. Yes, he was supposed to present there in the court of Venice in order to argue for Antonio. But in his absence, he sent another person, that is Portia, our Balthazar, Portia in disguise, to argue with the Jew Shylock. And it was categorically explained that this person whom I am appointing as my representative is equipped with equal volume of knowledge that I am equipped with. Though that person's age is not so much distinct, he is young, but his judgment, it is seasoned, experienced. Later, every single word that was written in the letter in the name of Balladio, Portia will prove it, and Portia will prove herself worth the encomium which was showered upon her. So now the proceedings in the court. Portia, in the beginning, he is seen to give some space to Shylock to play, and Shylock is really elated to have a clean ground to play and have a goalpost without a goalkeeper. According to him, it was like that, and he was ready to take the penalty shot. But right at that time, he was about to kick the ball when the whistle was blown by Portia. "Tarry a Jew, tarry the Jew, tarry, you wait a bit." Now you said that according to the bond, it was written that Antonio, in case he forfeits, a pound of his flesh as close to his heart as possible will be its collateral. So now the point is like that. You, Shylock, you are entitled to take flesh from Antonio, no problem. You go and take. But remember one thing, that you can only take a pound of flesh, and only flesh, without dropping a single drop of blood on the ground. Now Shylock is astounded, he is confounded, he is thwarted, he is thinking, "Oh my God, now all my plans, they are utterly went in vain. they utterly went in vain, because now I can't argue against it. I told him earlier, and not only him but in the presence of the judge, that I will follow every single article that is written, that is inscribed on that deed, on that bond. So now I am bound, and I have fallen into the trap which I set, which I myself set. So now the problem is that Portia is not ready to listen to the Jew, as he is telling that, okay, if this happens, then you do one thing, you return the principal amount of money which I had lent to Antonio. I don't need to cut his flesh, let me have my principal, I will go back to my home. Now Portia is telling, don't think that all the strings which are attached to you are cut, are snapped. Law has another string, and that is form. Because you said you will follow justice, and we will have to do the same thing in the court of Venice. We will also pursue justice. How? Now you have done whatever you have done. You have nothing else to do now. But your actions should be reviewed. How? You did something that might jeopardize the very life of a Christian who is a citizen of Venice. Because right at that time, during 16th century, all the Christians, they got a citizenship, but the Jew, though they provided much needed external shot in the arms, or you can say much needed external shot into the veins of Venetian economy, that was money, flow of money, it was done because of the Jews. They supplied the much needed money. Without money, no economy will flourish. So they were the source of money. They provided money. They injected it into the veins of Venetian economy, and the whole economy thrived. But still, they were cornered. They were given a particular place, walled place, inside which they had to live, called ghetto. They were also not allowed to roam freely about the city, especially after sundown. And there were certain all other limitations imposed upon them, like they had to wear a particular type of garment in order to be distinguished from the crowd, that this is a Jew. They had to wear a particular badge upon their arm, that I am a Jew, in order to distinguish themselves from the crowd and show others that I am a Jew. They were also ordered and instructed to wear a particular type of hat. So there were so many limitations at every steps of the Jew, in spite of the fact that they were behind all the booming economy that was there during that era, during that time in Venice. Still, all these things were happening. But let us come back to the drama again. So now, Portia is telling that it is a rule which is enshrined in the laws, in the constitution of Venice, that in case any alien, I mean a person who is not a citizen, in case he pose a threat to the life of a citizen, in that case, whether it is directly or indirectly, in that case, there are two provisions. One, first of all, that all the wealth, all the properties of that particular person will be confiscated by the state. And the other thing is that whether that person will live or die will depend upon the wish of the wish of the Duke. Duke will decide whether that person is to be given acquittal or he is to be hanged. So now Shylock has nothing to do with himself. Just a couple of seconds ago, he had the upper hand over everyone. But now, grasp all, lose all. That's happened with Shylock. That is happening with Shylock. So it was decided that Shylock will have to share one half of his property with the privy council, the state, and another half should be bestowed upon Antonio. On hearing this, Antonio, who is generally a generous person, a magnanimous mentality is with Antonio. Yes, of course, we have to say it because, see, Antonio didn't borrow any money from Shylock. He didn't even hesitate before signing the bond, where he knew that he was actually jeopardizing his own life. He was actually putting his own life into risk, into a chance. He was gambling with his own life. But he unhesitatingly did it in favor of his friend. So whatever Antonio did, he did it for his friend, in order to save his friend, in order to help his friend. So he was, and he had particular innate generous quality. And because of which Antonio is again telling Shylock that, oh Shylock, I am not interested with your money, with your property, because I have enough by the grace of God. One of my ships might have foundered, might have wrecked, but I have other such ventures in different parts of the world. So there, they will return, and I will have a lump sum amount of profit. So now, Shylock, you do one thing. The portion of your wealth which I am supposed to enjoy, you divide it into two parts. One of the parts you bestow it to Lorenzo, the person who eloped with your daughter, and another part you make a gift by signing a deed that part will be entitled to your future grandson. Not only that, the last pin on the coffin which Antonio nailed, that was, he said that from now onwards, because you were helping a Christian, you will become a Christian, you will forsake your religion and you will be converted into Christianity. That's the last blow on Shylock. He said, what will I going to do? Will I be doing? What will I be doing? You are snatching all the provisions that can earn me a living, that can help me to earn a living, and you are not killing me. So you remember one thing, the allegation which was there against Shylock, that he made an indirect attempt to the life of a Christian person, that is Antonio. He made such a life, he posed a threat to the life of a Christian, indirectly of course. Same thing is applicable to the Christians also, because they are confiscating all the wealth of Shylock by making him penniless. So he will have to beg before everyone, because only thing that he can do, that is the business. But without capital, how is he supposed to carry on his business? So he will have to importune before every single person. From a moneylender, he will suddenly become a beggar. So Christians are arranging the fate of Shylock in a way that Shylock has only one way out, that is suicide. This will also be hinted by Gratiano, that you, Shylock, you do one thing. You buy a halter and you hang yourself. Oh my God, you don't have money, na? You can't buy halter. Oh God, I will have to buy that for you. The state will have to buy that for you. This is just a waste for the state. But still, that is the only thing I can do. And he also said to him that, oh, okay, Shylock, you know one thing. Now you are going to be converted into Christianity. Gratiano is not taking it so amicably. Okay, because according to their belief, every single person that will be converted into Christianity is surely to go to heaven. And because Gratiano himself is a Christian, he thinks that I will find myself in heaven after my death. And there I will have to meet Shylock again. That is the reason Gratian is so much furious with the judgment, though he cannot express it. And he is telling that you, Shylock, you know what? From now onwards, today onwards, you will have two fathers. One, that you forsook your adherence to your Judaism, and now which you are embracing, though forcefully, that is Jesus. And had I been the judge, I would have arranged something that will make you have so many fathers. That is the absolute humiliation that was casted upon Shylock. He was told that I would have arranged something that you may have so many fathers. It is a direct insult to Shylock's mother. So that's how Shylock loses everything. Portia wins, Shylock exits, the Duke also exits. Portia, Nerissa, in the guise of a man, Shylock, Antonio. Shylock is not there, Antonio and Bassanio and Gratiano are left there. From here, Act 5 begins. And remember one thing here, Portia did something which was completely impossible for all the men who were present there. That is the very metaphorical significance of their disguise. And not only in that drama, but also in other such dramas like As You Like It. This technique of disguise is a particular class of Shakespeare, particular traits of Shakespeare, and so many other dramatists also, but Shakespeare used it in a symbolical way, in a metaphorical way, not only for the sake of the drama or for the sake of the customs or traditions. He did something new, he invented something new, and that was why we still reminds him, we are still reading him, we are still digging into his thoughts and coming up with jewels. So here Act 4 ends. After that we will begin Act 5, letter by letter, word by word. I will try my best to make it clear for all of you, and I hope you will really watch and take notes from these videos, and once you have any kind of trouble, don't hesitate contacting me. So till then, let's call it a day. Tata.